Now, how did you, after retirement, how did you decide to become a farmer? So then what are the crops you grow? Everybody says farming is backbreaking, that it's almost a loss-making enterprise, at least in Kerala today. How successful have they been to you in your case? Do you actually work in the fields? Do you wear a lungi, half-mast, go and hoe the field? Do you do that?
I wear a lungi and go to the fields, but I don't get into the water at the age of...
Right.
It's a bit risky to get into the water, but I do, as well as paddy. Look, I do paddy and prawns. This is part of the government's scheme of Orinellam Oruminum, which is actually supported by the government of India to NABARD and its local implementing agencies, ADAC, the Agricultural Development Agency of Kerala. It is very interesting, actually. One of the reasons I got into it, the government of India had been able to locate just 3 projects which fitted that description, and one of which was Kerala government's Orinellam Oruminum. Substantial subsidies. Actually, very often people criticize governments for not doing enough for agriculture, and this Orinellam Oruminum project, under which you did paddy, and not just paddy, but a paddy of a particular kind of traditional variety and in an organic manner. And I do what is called Chettivirippa, which is a traditional thing. What my father used to cultivate. The same thing I've been able to revive thanks to after so many years. And it seems that I'm one of the few successful farmers doing that in Kerala today. I'm saying this judging by the demand I have for the seeds every year, at least so far. I have a lot of demand. People come and buy it off as soon as I have my harvest. This year, my wife and I decided that part of the harvest we'll set apart for dehusking as brown rice. One thing, the paddy that I grow is expensive to buy in market, but there are buyers. But when it is, you dehusk it and try to market it as rice, it's even more expensive. So that I've just marketed, and I'm trying to see how the market responds. And then depending on that, I will decide next year whether to do paddy, stick to paddy itself, which goes as seed, which cultivators come and buy from me. But what's interesting is that once the paddy season is over, what I do is our fields are known as the Pakali fields. Pakali is a type of paddy cultivation which has a GI tag, and they're done only in 3 districts here in the Travancore Cochin side, that is Thrissur, Ernakulam and Alappuzha, and Kannur in where it is known by some another name. So that's the method that I follow. The advantage with this is that, the Chettivirippa, the Pakali which I grow, is a tall, Pakali itself, the name in Malayalam indicates it's a tall variety of paddy. So even if there's high levels of water, it can survive. It can also survive in a certain degree of salinity. So that is the advantage of Pakali. And then once the harvest season is over and when the water becomes fresh, when the rainy season starts, the water becomes saline after the rainy season, then we go in for tiger prawns. Tiger prawns again grows in saline water. And the leftovers of the paddy is good, feed for the prawns, and therefore it's a cycle which works very well. I'm yet to perfect it, but I think now I know at the age of 75 I managed to learn the basic tricks, so I think I'll be able to improve upon it as time goes by.
It's great to know then that yours is not a loss-making farming, because many people do say that farming, especially paddy farming, is loss-making. But that's one point. I remember coming to Thaikadisheri about 10, 15 years ago. At that time, the bridges that you spoke about earlier were not there. I had to come in a ferry. The car was in a ferry. And I loved the place. It was beautiful. I think I stayed there for 2 nights. It was a wonderful experience. But then we've got a couple of questions. One is actually a statement. This is from Niranjan Pant. He's my batchmate. He's speaking in from Delhi. And he says, please give my compliments to Mr. Hormis Tharakan. I have the pleasure of visiting his lovely house some 4 years ago with my late wife. He and Mrs. Tharakan were most gracious hosts. And that brings me to the point. The next time the tiger prawns are ready, I think I'll come and visit your house one more time. But more seriously, there are a couple of questions from Rajagiri Media. One of the questions is,